I do want to thank anybody who has come to the channel to enjoy the videos, but I also really do want to thank anybody who continually comes back to enjoy the content. And as somebody who has wanted to make videos for a very long time, it feels very rewarding, especially to have that continuous support from a lot of, there's a lot of the same people, but at the same time, there's a lot of new people that enjoy the videos as well. So the channel did recently hit 10,000 subscribers, which is some pretty incredible milestone in my opinion. Although it is still a very small number in comparison to other channels on YouTube, for me it's I guess successful. I'm not sure the right word to use here. But again though, like subscribers, it's just a number. It's to me more impactful the people that come and watch the videos and like the view count per video, but also like the watch time, and kind of shows how much people I guess enjoy watching the videos. I always want to make sure though, I always remember that each subscriber is like an actual person sitting there, you know. I mean, maybe there's some bots here and there, but for the most part, like, subscriber is an actual person. So, I mean, as that number gets bigger, maybe people feel detached from like the individual person watching the video, but I hope I don't see that ever differently if the number does increase. Because again, this content's very niche, I would say, and very specific to a group of people. And I feel like in some way that like relationship, like that closeness in a sense that I feel when I make my videos to like the specific person that I'm catering that video to, I always want that to feel like connected in a sense. I don't know, I'm gonna get off my rambling horse here. I'm very appreciative for anybody who has watched any video of mine on this channel or in the past. But I am extra thankful for the people that continually come back almost every single week and enjoy the content. It really does mean a lot. I do greatly appreciate it. I'm going to be going over a whole bunch of questions that the community asked. I thought it'd be kind of fun and it'd be something nice to put some, I guess, audio over. I'll also put up some clips of other games and stuff for some fun entertainment. I'm going to be mentioning a lot of things in this video, so definitely look at the description below because I'll just have links to those things that I mentioned. But anyway, I think we're good to get started. The number one question, I have gotten this question like 100 times. I'm actually not kidding, probably 100 times. And I've answered it here and there, and then I started ignoring it because it's just like, it's a lot. Like a lot of time gets spent trying to answer the same question. So hopefully a lot of people who I had this question are watching this. You guys want to know what this is. What is this stand? So you guys are not going to like this answer, but this is the Kid Icarus Uprising stand, something like that. It's for the Nintendo Switch, and it like came with a game. I guess the Kid Icarus game, or something like that. I don't know. I'm gonna be honest. I just bought this on eBay. It was like $10. I wanted a DS stand, and this just fit the criteria. I'm looking at it right now on eBay. It's like $100. I don't think that's worth it. I don't know why it's so expensive, but it's highly sought after, and I guess they didn't print a lot. But it was with some 3DS, or no, maybe this isn't for the Switch. I don't know. I just bought it on eBay, guys. But it came from some Kid Icarus game. But I didn't realize it was. I never realized it would get that much attention and like popularity. You guys asked this question so many times. I thought about buying a 3D printer and like trying to make my own like stand. I thought it'd be kind of fun, but then I was like, that's a lot of work. I'll focus on videos for right now. But yeah, Kid Icarus stand. I'm sorry, you guys might not be able to find it. You try eBay and stuff like that, but I don't know. I don't have a really good answer for that, but that is the stand. We're gonna first get into all the Pokemon questions. Then we got some other categories, but there'll be timestamps below. So my favorite Pokemon game. Well, we have an entire tier list video on this now, so if you want to check that out to get more into detail. But essentially, it's Emerald and Fire Red. Those are my favorites. I mean, Soul Silver is great too, like XD, Platinum, things like that. But Emerald and Fire Red are my favorites. Do you play the modern Pokemon games? The last game I actually bought, I think, was the Diamond and Pearl remake. I did play, what is that game? Arceus, something like that. One of those Arceus games for the Switch. And I mean, it was kind of fun. It just wasn't addicting. I didn't really care enough for it. I would say the last new generation of games that I actually know about is X and Y, like the newest region. I know there's like the Sword and Shield games. I actually do have that game, but I played so little of it that I don't even know what region that is, to be honest. So I would say that the newest game that I played was Dominant Pearl, and I like that game. I don't know, it just I know people hate it and have some like gripes about it, but for me it like brought me back to like that Sinnoh time period where I don't like those games were enjoyable. I like the region, and to me it just kind of gave it like a new fresh like vibe to it. I don't know, I enjoyed it, but I didn't love it enough to keep going back. I don't even remember the last time I played it. But I guess to answer your question, no, I don't play any of the new modern Pokemon games. I don't think anybody considers X and Y modern. But yeah, Arceus and Diamond and Pearl would be the newest ones that I would have played. And there's only limited enough time in the day or the week to play any game, and I'm going to play the ones that I love the most, and those are the older ones. Next question, do you use an emulator to speed up any games, any RNG manipulations or cheats? Short answer is no. I never, in really any game. I mean, yeah, I've used an emulator online sometimes. Back in like college, when you do some like ROM hacks and stuff, and we would speed up the game with an emulator. But for like my save files and all the videos you watch on the channel, nothing has ever been sped up or I guess RNG manipulated or anything like that. No cheats. And the main reason, like, I don't have anything against people that do that. I think it just depends on the experience that you want from the game. And for me, I want to enjoy the game in its like innocent state, if that makes sense. Like I just want to enjoy the game for the game it was meant to be, in a sense, like how Nintendo did it or whatever. So I want to experience it without, speeding things up or maybe abusing some RNG manipulations. I mean, sure, it probably makes sense. Like I should do that, especially like the speeding things up, because it just takes a lot of time. But I don't know, I just kind of enjoy it. Like I play these games because I enjoy them, not because I'm trying to like that is what I'm trying to get out of the game. And for me, the enjoyment comes from just playing the game itself. So I don't really have any interest in doing any of that. But again, it depends on how you want to experience the game. I know not everybody has thousands of hours to play in, IV and EV breed, or like IV and EV train like all day. And yeah, it makes sense. Do some RNG manipulations or speed up the game. But for me, I just don't care. I'd rather waste the time, I guess, as some people might call it, because for me, it's enjoyable. Why don't you play Nuzlocke or ROMs? Kind of like getting back to the last question is I just like to play the game how it's, I guess, meant to be played. Or not meant to be played. I feel like that sounds like dumb. It's just like how the game just comes in the cartridge, and I get like ROMs, or I guess Nuzlocks you can do in the original game. But I just I don't know. I just never really wanted to do that. It doesn't like excite me in any way. I get it's like an extra challenge, but I feel like the game already has some challenges that I'm trying to do, like especially the Battle Frontier. Just never really interested in me. And again, ROMs, kind of getting back to what I said earlier. I mean, there are some really fun ROMs. I think I played Liquid Crystal. There's like Omega Fire Red or something like that. That was really cool. And like Kaizio Emerald. But it's like, I don't know. To me, it kind of feels like wrong to play like a ROM that's not like the actual game. I don't know. I just don't really have any reason why I want to do that, I guess, is the easy answer. I really just enjoy playing the games just naturally, I guess. And hope nothing I'm saying is like discouraging other people from playing Nuzlocke or ROMs or, again, emulating. It's just what do you want out of Pokemon, or what do you want to do for fun? And for me, those things just they don't excite me. They don't sound too fun to me. And they aren't kind of what I'm looking for in like the Pokemon games, I guess. But again, nothing's wrong with people that want to do that. I want to make that clear. So wondering if you're familiar with Pokemon MMO and would you ever play it? I'm not really familiar, and kind of getting back to the other things, I don't really have an interest in, I guess, games outside of the Gen 3 through 5 games. There's just not enough time to do everything fun, you know? What's your fondest Pokemon memory and fondest memory IRL? So I noted here several very fond memories. There's a lot of them that involve Pokemon. The fondest memory in real life, though, like, it's like that's too broad of a question. So actually, I did just think of two of them that I wanted. So I'll try to answer that question, but just know it's probably not the fondest memory ever. It's just, you know, a couple of them. But for Pokemon, so the first time I ever saw Pokemon was at my friend Justin's house. I think it was like first grade. It was in the like autumn time, maybe. And I don't actually remember that, but that's what I think of. Also, one thing too, like with these like memories, like obviously time distorts some memories, but so they might not be like super perfectly accurate, but it's kind of how I'm thinking about them today. And I think a lot of these too I did write in a journal, so trying to like timestamp them in a sense, like okay, this memory at like this time is like kind of sealed, and in a sense like making it less abstract, you know, in my mind. Anyway, playing at my friend Justin's house. I think he was playing Fire Red. Remember, he had his black Game Boy sitting on the couch. He was on, I guess, the other side. But his brother, who actually, I don't know if he had a black Game Boy. His brother had the black Game Boy, or Game Boy SP. And he was letting me play for a little bit, and I was like watching him. And he like, we were just in like Viridian City. He just started his save file or something, and he let me play for a minute. We went over to get a Mankey, where like the Spearow is too, and I thought that was so cool. But yeah, and I remember Justin was running across the Cerulean City Bridge. At the time I didn't know what that was, but I just saw him running across this bridge. I was like, this is so cool. You can like experience something like on this device, on this screen. And that's my first memory with ever seeing Pokemon. And like I thought about that, like that feeling. It was just like euphoric, but it wasn't like, you know, super intense. It was just like it felt like something was stewing or brewing inside of my soul, and I needed this game, and I wanted to experience it for myself and like enjoy it. And obviously it had a lasting impact, because here we are today. But yeah, that was the first time I experienced this game. My good friend Matt, another memory, we were coming back from apple picking it had to be like in the early fall or like late summer, because it was hot. I remember getting back in the car, it was hot, but he was showing me his Charizard and how high of a level it was, and he was like, you got to check this out. It had like, I don't know what moves it had, but it had cut, and he was like, check this out, I can use my weakest move on this Pokemon, it'll one shot it so easily. And yeah, he was just showing me how powerful his Charizard was using cut, because it was such a high level. I remember like I got a little car sick, like sometimes like if I'm like looking at things in the car, and I remember feeling a little bit nauseous, but I was like, I gotta watch this, I gotta see him use this move. Yeah, that's like I don't know why that's so engraved in my memory, but yeah. I got some other good ones too. Obviously the first time I ever got Pokemon, that's a memory right there. Got it on Christmas morning, and I remember seeing the Game Boy and the Fire Red on the couch, and I walked past it because I was so excited. I didn't know what to do, so I just went past it, pretended like I didn't see it, you know, let my body chill out, and then I eventually went back and was like, this is hype. But yeah, that was a great Christmas. My one friend Michael in second grade, so actually, where's the book? So my parents have like an unfinished basement, so you can like play and stuff in there. And a couple, maybe, I don't know how long before, maybe a few days before, somebody was telling me about this Pokemon Tyranitar. I didn't know what it was before. I had no idea. But I was trying to describe like maybe like Rhydon. Maybe this is me kind of extrapolating now, but there was something going on with like a Pokemon being my favorite because it was like a dinosaur. And he's like, you know, there's actually like a dinosaur Pokemon. It's called Tyranitar. And I was like, what? So he's like describing this Pokemon and everything like that. And it kind of got me excited. I'm like, I gotta find this Pokemon. And so I have this book here. This is before I had a strategy guide. This was the book that I always looked through, just to like, you know, look at Pokemon things when you're not playing the game. And in this book, it has, what is this? Colosseum. There's a, I don't even know, I'll probably get a picture on this if you guys can't see it. Focus. In this little corner over here, where my one finger is, Tyranitar's like sprite is in that, like the Pokemon thing you can have on your team. And I was like, oh my gosh, Tyranitar exists, and that's what it looks like in the game. So that was like the first time I saw Tyranitar, like kind of what it looked like, but no, not really, obviously, because it was just in this like book. But I remember like looking at that, like I gotta find Tyranitar so badly. I think that was the only like instance of it in this. So I mean, flash forward a couple days, or maybe weeks, I don't know. Michael's in my basement, and there's this big red ball. And I'm like it's like a bouncy ball, but it's like you can sit on it. I remember like slapping the ball. I mean, like I'm Tyranitar using my like Hyper Beam move or something. I didn't really know what moves it had at the time, but yeah, I remember just hitting the ball pretending I was Tyranitar because I wanted to go find Tyranitar. Yeah. Anyway, some non-Pokemon related memories that you guys would probably appreciate. I remember the first time ever buying Yu-Gi-Oh cards, or I guess cards online. It was from a website called Poke Order. I don't even know if it's still up today. I'm actually curious. Is it still up? This was like a different time too. Like, oh wow, this website's actually like popping. It was a really weird website. It was like yellow. I don't even remember how I found this website because again, the internet wasn't like kind of like what it was today. I don't even know how old it was, but I remember buying Cyberdark, Edge, Keel, and Horn, the ultra rare versions, and I think it was like $6 or $7 a card. And my parents were like, I don't know. I think it must have been my birthday or something. I don't know why they made this exception. But like buying stuff online wasn't like as easy as it is today. I don't even know how they did it. But yeah, when they came in the mail, I remember going to the mail box and getting them out, and they came in these really weird like holographic sleeves. I'd never seen anything like it before. But I remember I was like, wow, it actually like worked. You could buy something on the internet and it comes. Just a weird concept. That was like the first time experiencing that. But I remember seeing Cyber Twin Dragon in a local game store for the first time, and I think it was like $20, and I was like, wow, that's so much money for this card. But it was so cool in the case. I was really young at that time too, but I remember, I don't know why we went to that game store. Probably to buy Pokemon cards, obviously. But anyway, okay, I got two more memories, and we got to go to some other questions. Star Wars: Revenge of the Sith is one of the most like impactful movies in my life. Before I watched that movie, I never really had an interest in Star Wars, but I remember somebody mentioned it and they explained it. I was like, wow, this is really cool. And I think, again, like this came out almost 20 years ago. 25th anniversary is coming up. I can't wait to watch it. But anyway, I think I saw it like late summer or early spring, just because I remember the person mentioning it, that we were on the beach. And they're like, I think you'd like Star Wars. And I'm like, it kind of sounds dumb. And they were describing it and thought it was really cool. Anyway, eventually went to see Star Wars. And the opening scene to Star Wars Revenge of the Sith was one of the craziest things I've ever seen in my life. I've never, like up until this point, my mind could not imagine how awesome like a universe could be. But in case you don't know Star Wars, opening scene, you got these two like fighter jets coming down. And there's a big ship in front of it. And then as these ships get closer, the camera's following it, but then you see how big this ship is. It gets bigger and bigger and bigger. And the ships that you thought were big, like the fighter jets, are just like they're just so small compared to the big ship. And then also like you see there's like 1,000 other ships fighting each other. And it's just like all these cannons going off, all these weapons. I'm like, oh my gosh, this is so cool. Like that was awesome. And then there's a scene like a couple minutes later where they like just make it into like the ship. They like crash down. And Obi-Wan ejects from his cockpit, does like a front flip, the most graceful front flip I've seen, and just starts using his laser or his lightsaber. It's not a laser sword. Getting all excited, using his lightsaber, just destroying these machines. That was those two scenes like engraved in my soul. And I think when Anakin got burned, I was looking away because that hurt my eyes. But yeah, that opening scene, I remember sitting in the theater and I guess see myself in third person just being like that was awesome. Anyway, I think that's enough memories. Moving on, we got plenty. Obviously, I do have done a lot of journaling, so I do have a lot of not say retain memories. I write them down. Man, I remember them. I don't think I wrote many of those down, but also as memories come up in the past, I do try to note them because I don't know, it's kind of cool. Kind of cool to go back and look. All right, thinking back over all the Pokemon you've trained over the years, what would your most nostalgic team be? I guess you could call it an all-time Hall of Fame. So there's two ways I want to tackle this question. What is my nostalgic team right now, like in my head, or like the best favorite team in a sense? Or then I want to break it down to the games, Emerald, Ruby, Sapphire, and then Fire Red, Leaf Green. Like as a kid, looking back as a kid, the teams that I trained, what do I think is very nostalgic right now? So if I can play any game, make any team you want, these are the Pokemon that I pick. We got Aggron, Tyranitar, Shiny Rayquaza, Wailord, Metagross, and Steelix. Because those are all pretty much my favorite Pokemon. All those would get me through the game. We got a flying type, we got a water type, and we just got the coolest Pokemon in the game on the team. So that's quite easy there. If we're playing Fire Red and Leaf Green, this to me is a very nostalgic team, as this is probably something that I've done many times. Gotta start Charizard. Again, Venusaur and Blastoise, they're very nostalgic too, but Charizard, that's the first Pokemon ever trained. Next up would be Pidgeot, because you always get a Pidgey early on. Spearow is not that cool, and then you need a flying type, so it's like, okay, you only get Pidgey. At least this is the thought process as a kid. And you don't want Zubat either. Next up would be probably Lapras. I feel like there might be a different Pokemon that goes here. Because they give you Lapras, it's kind of like Lapras is so cool. Typically that's what you go for. That or probably Gyarados, but Lapras for me is a lot more nostalgic. And then we get a Nidoking. You gotta get Nidoking because you get Nidorino or whatever that one Pokemon is really early. And Nidoking is just so cool. Next up, Kadabra. Kadabra is just so powerful. I remember always having a Kadabra. Never really an Alakazam, because I guess I could have just traded between the games, but typically I would just have Kadabra. But yeah, Kadabra was always powerful. Then a Flareon. I love Flareon as a kid. I don't really like it that much anymore, but whenever you get Eevee, make it a Flareon. That was so cool. Yeah, so for Fire Red, that would be my team. For a nostalgic team for Ruby, Sapphire, and Emerald, probably Blaziken, like Sceptile and even Swampert. I don't like, they don't feel that nostalgic right now, and I don't know why. I think it's mostly because I have a lot of memories with like Torchic and Combusken, like especially like just after Rustboro City. That always like comes to my mind. But yeah, I think Blaziken is just a lot more nostalgic for me. I would definitely pick Aggron because I've always, anytime we go into like that, oh my gosh, what's it called? I forgot, but the Venendorf, whatever. Actually, maybe it's not. The Dewford Cave, whatever. I would always pick up an Aaron and always train that. It always sucked to train just because it like was so slow and took so long to level up, and then you need to be level 42 to evolve it to Aggron. But yeah, always did that. I almost liked that, like it was harder to train because it made it more rewarding. Next up we'd go Wailord or Sharpedo. I would usually go Sharpedo because Shark is cool and it's just so strong. And you don't get Wailord till like later in the game, but I always loved the Wailord more. But again, it just took too long to get. So you get Carvana a little earlier in the game. So yeah, Sharpedo, very nostalgic. Obviously Zigzagoon. Zigzagoon will always be on the team. The best HM slave. And it's key that it doesn't exceed level 10. You don't want it to be higher than that. Camerupt would also be on the team. Would always train this. It's got volcanoes on its back. I used to love Camerupt. It just was everything I liked in a Pokemon. It was volcanoes, it was fire type, it was ground, it looked kind of cool. And you get it kind of early in the game too, so you don't have to like. Also, I'm thinking about like Nummel. I feel like I'm talking really fast too. I'm sorry. Nummel in the anime, I think was. I don't know why I'm thinking of Nummel so much right now, but I remember seeing it in the show. I remember that being pretty cool. And the last Pokemon would be Swellow, obviously. Swellow you get right early in the game, and you get Tailo obviously early in the game, and then Swellow was just a great evolution to the Pokemon. I remember it always being very weak and squishy, but really a good key member for the team. So that would be my Ruby Sapphire Emerald team that feels the most nostalgic. And I mean, you got things like Absol. I remember seeing Absol in the wild, or even like Tropius, but and I guess Electrike to go into Mantrick, that could be an option too. But yeah, that team that would be pretty much the one that I would train pretty consistently. So okay, this person had a question, and it's not really a question, but also I wanted to address it. So the person says, I don't know if you remember me, but my journey has ended, my friend. I did a glitch and lost all my Pokemon. I sold all my games and my analog. Sorry for not being able to complete the missions. I just can't get through all that grind again. It truly crushed me. Definitely could understand to some level, obviously not the one-to-one, the, I guess, pain that would feel and losing all that. But I also want to mention that in a sense, like, this is actually very exciting because you get to start the adventure all over again, and all the choices and opportunities you have within the game are, I guess, at your disposal. So in a sense, that could be really fun. And again, it kind of stinks. You lost all your stuff, but if you think of it as, hey, I get to start the game all over again and relive and re-feel like what it felt like, I guess it could be kind of cool. And again, maybe it's easy for me to say because I didn't lose my save files, but if I lost all my stuff like right now, like everything got removed, all my games, I'd probably have a month or so where I'd be pretty heartbroken. But then I'd kind of look at it and be like, all right, well, it was fun the first time, and the second, and like the fourth and the 10th, and sure, we got very far, but it's kind of like the journey and the adventure. It's not like where you are in it at any given moment. It's about the experience. So I don't know. Again, maybe it's easy for me to say, but also it'd be kind of cool to start everything all over again, in a sense. So opinions on Pokemon Go. So actually, I do play pretty often. I'm level 39, almost level 40. I mean, I don't love the game. It's just kind of something you pick up every now and then and capture some Pokemon. I think the best thing about this game is it gives people a game to play related to Pokemon that isn't so maybe time consuming or like comitative, like a time commitment. Like my fiance got into Pokemon Go, and like that really introduced her to Pokemon, and now she knows a lot about it. So it's like, and I bet you a lot of people have that same experience. Like they learned a lot about Pokemon by just playing Pokemon Go. I think it's a very simple game. It's very easy to get into, and I enjoy it. I don't love it. I just play it, and so I have like phases though when there's Rayquaza raids and stuff like that. Like I play that game all day. Want to get more shiny Rayquazas, but for the most part, I don't really do too much with Pokemon Go. I think it's a good game. I think it's great for other people to get introduced to Pokemon. Do you feel that Pokemon is meant to be an open world game or traditional style? Is enough being done to make the open worlds interesting? So I think a Pokemon is meant to, for me, I would love to see like either a Pokemon open world game where you can explore all these regions. You have like your save file and like all this crazy stuff, almost like a Monster Hunter or something like that. Maybe not like just like that, but in the sense like that. But at the same time, I'd love a Pokemon game where maybe it's not open world. It's just like how every other game is, but you can go to these other regions. You can go to every single region, and it's still the same game. You go to all these different regions. You can bring some Pokemon with you. There's higher levels. There's no like necessarily level cap or something like that. And maybe there is, obviously, but like maybe each region has like a level cap. I don't know. I think that would be incredible, and I think obviously maybe you have to be subscription based or something like that. And you know, there'd be a lot more to it. And obviously I don't know all the like intricacies of designing a game like that, but I think that would be such a fun game. But right now, Pokemon is doing very well. People buy their games, they buy their cards, you know, there is no reason for Pokemon to change kind of what they've been doing, I think, in a sense. Like, their business model works, they're making a lot of money, so I don't see them ever doing anything, or at least in the near term, to, you know, make a game like that, but I think it'd be pretty cool. I think they have a lot of options, they can do a lot of different things, they just don't need to take that risk, you know? So, maybe one day, maybe not. This is kind of a similar question to the last one, whether some of the things the next mainline Pokemon game should have in order for me to play it in a more serious manner. I mean, there should be multiple regions in all the new Pokemon games. So you should be able to explore like I'll go anywhere you want, you know, that'd be awesome. But yeah, kind of similar to the last question. Do you think you'll ever stream Legends Z to A, or at least make videos on them? Are you excited for the game? I don't really know anything about this game. I haven't looked anything up, but kind of similar to, like, I guess earlier in the video about the modern Pokemon games. I'm just not really interested in the new games. Not that I have anything against it. It's just I'm content with the things that have been made, and there's so much that I want to explore within those games that I don't have the time or, I guess, motivation to look at anything else. If there's something really cool within the games that I kind of want to test out, then, or maybe experience, then yeah, I could see it. But right now I haven't looked anything up, to be honest. I should probably look something up to see if it interests me. But at the same time, I'm kind of like nervous if I look it up and get interested, is it going to pull my attention away from all these other things that I want to do? Again, there's only so many hours in the day. So this is a good one. Burnout, motivation to play the games. How do you keep... So I guess there's two questions here. How do you keep motivated to grind levels and not use the cloning glitches or rare candies, as it can get quite boring? Also, how do you deal with burnout, especially within the Battle Frontier? It's sometimes difficult to stay motivated in the Battle Frontier. Yeah, when you basically get destroyed. I think it kind of comes down to, like, again, why am I playing these games? Like, I'm not playing these games to make videos. I'm not playing these games because I feel like I need to get all the gold medals immediately, or I'm not playing these games because I want to train every single Pokemon high level. It's just I'm playing these games because I want to experience the joy of playing these games, like kind of how it felt like as a kid. So like there is no motivation. I don't feel like I need to be motivated to play this game. Or like the games. I just like I have my life, you know, I got work, we got all these other obligations, responsibilities, and it's like, okay, I have my free time now. What am I gonna do? I'm gonna go play this game that's super relaxing and chill, and, you know, kind of reminds me of like what it felt to be a kid. And if I start, you know, using cloning glitches or rare candies, it's like, why am I doing that? Well, it's probably because I want to bypass certain things to I guess, like, get better Pokemon quicker or something. And like, it's like, would I do that would I do that if I was a kid? Probably not. But it's also like what's the rush for me? You know, for me, there is no rush in grinding the levels. It's part of the experience for me. Sure, it definitely gets boring. I definitely kind of agree, but it's like a relaxing kind of boring, you know. It's just like I guess it is boring, but it's not like I dislike it, you know, because you can stop anytime you want. You'd be like, oh, I don't want to do this right now. And I think burnout, like within the Battle Frontier, that does hit sometimes, you know, because you're just like, wow, like you can spend hours playing the game and then like you just lose and then you gotta start all over. So that definitely does hit. But like, so how I prevent myself from like burning out or getting too frustrated with that though is that's why I take like breeding, training, and I kind of separate it from the Battle Frontier. So it's like when I'm feeling like I want to grind or whatever, do the Battle Frontier. But when I want to, or when I'm annoyed with that, then I take some breaks and I train some Pokemon for fun. So, or like I'll shiny hunt, but mostly just train Pokemon. So that's why like sometimes like even like I'll just randomly post a video about me training another Pokemon. It's like I wanted to play the game and I wanted to do something that I feel like I'm progressing in the Battle Frontier without actually playing the Battle Frontier. So I guess maybe that's kind of what I do to prevent Battle Frontier burnout. But I mean, if you're feeling like it's annoying, just take a break. I've never, as of right now, I haven't played Pokemon probably like a week, 2 weeks maybe, almost 2 weeks. And it's not because like any specific reason. I just don't really feel like playing right now. There's nothing wrong with it. So in my head, I never feel like, I've never really burnt out with playing these games. Like, sure, sometimes I get like bored of it or like I don't want to play it, like right now. So by never forcing myself to play the game, I have like, I think in my opinion, a better relationship with the game where I know I'm going to want to pick it up soon. Just don't want to do it right now. So I'll do some other things, It'll come back to me. What are your thoughts on the modern Pokemon games versus classic Pokemon games? Beyond the nostalgia, what keeps you engaged with the older generations as opposed to the newer games? So I mean, this sounds like a similar question to before, but it's actually not. So thoughts on modern Pokemon versus the classic? I think the modern Pokemon games, they're, I don't know if this is just me, but they're missing that like, they're missing something. Like, they're missing something like very important. Like when I play Fire Red or Leaf Green, I understand it's like a little bit weaker graphics or whatever, but I feel like I'm in the game and it feels like cozy. Let's say when I play Arceus or when I played at Legends Arceus or I played Diamond and Pearl, it just feels like disconnected and I don't know why, and it might be just me. That might not be the best response to that question, but a game and things make people feel certain ways, and the modern Pokemon games they're not addictive to me. They weren't addictive. I don't play them right now. Like Sword and Shield, that was not. I think things are too easy. That's the thing. Things are too easy. You don't have to work for really anything. So there's no reward or satisfaction for doing anything. And again, maybe I don't know everything within all the games, and maybe that's an unpopular opinion, but I think it's the truth. Like even like getting legendaries in the new games, I think they just hand them out. Like I think they just handed out like a shiny Rayquaza. I think I saw some video or something about that. Maybe not. But even like Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphires, when they started like doing that, they handed out like a shiny Metagross. Metagross is one of the cool shinies. You don't just hand that out. They might have done that actually with Rayquaza too. That might have been the game. But yeah, in Sword and Shield, I don't remember anything that happened in that game other than we did raids and we got like free Pokemon. Like that was it. It's like I don't know. It's just there needs to be a certain level of difficulty within a game to make it fulfilling and rewarding. Like not everything could be just super easy. So getting to the second question, what keeps me engaged with the older games? I think nostalgia is a huge thing, but it's also like I feel like there's so many new things in the game that I'm like learning and discovering I want to experience, like especially within the Battle Frontier where it's like, sure, it's like an old game, but like there's so many new things that I didn't know about before, and I think that's just kind of exciting. But I think maybe this is a part of nostalgia, like the nostalgic factor, but like when I play the games, it's comfortable, it's kind of cozy, like I feel like I'm invested so much into this world or save file that like I feel like when you say an escape, it's kind of like a bad thing, but in a sense it's not. Like my save files are an escape from like IRL stuff, which again sounds kind of bad, but it's not. I think everyone needs some sort of escape, to pull them away from maybe like responsibilities and things and just kind of chill, relax, have a fun time. And for me, like these games absolutely do that. I can just sit on the couch, play these games, and it's like a de-stressor, I guess is a better way to put it, not like an escape. And I think everybody's got like their own things that help them de-stress, but for me it's Pokemon. I think a lot of other people too. Was there ever a time you stopped keeping up with Pokemon releases? Yeah, definitely. I'd say after Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire, I think Sword and Shield was like the last nail in the coffin. I don't really remember exactly when that was. But Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire was like the last one where I was like, this is awesome. Like I learned everything about it. And then all the games after that, I like have I don't have any memory of really, even though it's been quite recent. Sun and Moon I didn't really know too much about, but yeah, I definitely stopped keeping up with Pokemon. But where I stopped keeping up with Pokemon on the new stuff, I've learned so much about the older stuff. Do you ever fast forward while actually playing the games or go over repetitive tasks? How many hours do you invest per week for only playing, not counting the editing? I'm talking about pure gaming. So yeah, never fast forward. I like to enjoy the game and like relax with it. So even repetitive stuff, like again, it would make sense to do that, but I just don't. How many hours do you invest? I'd say roughly 5 to 10 hours of pure playing Pokemon a week. Probably more like 5. Even more recently, it's about 5, and it's like maybe a half hour a day, then a couple hours on the weekend. But again, it really depends how I'm feeling and how much time I have. So probably not as much as people anticipated, but you know, you can do a lot of stuff in Pokemon in a couple hours. However, for pure gaming, not just Pokemon, I'd say at least 10 hours because I do other games with friends outside of Pokemon. So about 10 hours a week. I think that's kind of acceptable. You know, what do you have, 168 hours, something like that a week to do anything? So yeah. What was the first Pokemon game you played and what star did you choose? Fire Red and Charmander. Easy. The next question is asking about double battles in the Battle Frontier. Right now, I'd have no experience with double battles outside of double battles within the Battle Pike. However, maybe in the future we'll do some of those, as I think there'd be a lot of fun strategies to explore, and to me it just sounds kind of fun doing double battles. But right now, since you can't get any gold medals with them anyway, like I kind of just want to focus on other things within the Battle Frontier. But in the future, definitely not within the next year or so, I'd say. So that is all the Pokemon questions. I thought we'd actually have a little bit more, but yeah, we'll move on to some other things. All right, moving away from the Pokemon stuff, we got some other things, like some other games. Question is, I know you like Rakdos and love Wurmcoil Engine and Phyrexia. However, if you were making a commander deck for a friend, 1, who would it be? And 2, what deck would you gift them? So this question comes from Davey. Davey's made a couple of my commander decks. I really gotta play some more commander. But yeah, I love Wurmcoil Engine. Such a cool card. I love Rakdos. All the Phyrexia stuff is so cool. It makes me fall in love with Magic every single time. As for making a deck for a friend, man, I wish I could make like a deck for like all my friends so we could all like get together and play. But I don't know if I have a specific friend I would make one for. But I know with the deck I would make, maybe not a specific deck like with the commander, but I would make it a very heavy creature based deck. I love the decks where players can set up their board and there's a lot of decisions to be made like on the board. So we got like planeswalkers going on, a lot of creatures, and like minimal spells, if that makes sense. I think that's a lot of fun. Like I have a dinosaur deck that would kind of fit this I guess strategy or this like desire a lot. Just put a whole board of big monsters down and just have some fun, like looking at all the cool monsters, but also like, I don't know, pretending like they're actually there and you got to kind of deal with them. So that's like kind of style of deck I would build, or I guess I would want to gift a friend. But I think now I'm thinking about it, I think like a Phyrexia deck too would be cool to like build for somebody. Like, cause how can anybody dislike Phyrexia? It is just some of the coolest monsters and cards in the game. And I think people get excited about that. And if you see all these cool cards and stuff, it's like, it just like entices people to want to play. But I think if you're looking for like a specific commander, I think it would be either some sort of Phyrexia monster and build a whole like a creature based deck around that, or like some Eldrazi creature where you like ramp into some big boys like that, like Eon. Actually, maybe I think that might be banned in Modern. Sorry, that might be banned in Commander. But just some big monsters or creatures, that'd be really cool. Next question: do you play Yu-Gi-Oh, and what's your opinion on the current meta? So I don't really play Yu-Gi-Oh anymore. I mean, I like to pretend like I play. Like I'll buy the cards for the Cyber Dragon decks or the Red Eyes decks, and like I've been trying to get on Master Duel for a little while. Just again, not really enough time. I mean, I like the game. It's just it just changed. The metagame, the current metagame changes way too fast. There's just too many interactions, too much text reading, and too many unique rules that you just have to know, and that just turns me away from the game. But I like to pretend like I play, I guess is the best way to put it. Yeah, I build my decks. Like I got a new, I buy the cards, but one thing I have been doing is building decks for Edison. This is coming soon. Maybe I want to build a whole bunch of decks for Edison, make some videos about it, and I love the idea of it because it's a great format. And the best part is it doesn't rotate out. So I love the idea of like assembling decks, especially with like some of the older cards, but like within a proven format. And whether in 2 or 3 years from now or 5 years from now, if like me and some friends want to get together and play with these decks, well, we can. Like it's like we know a format exists. There are a lot of people like especially around the world who do enjoy this format as well if we want to play with others. But I think just like from like a friend group point of view too, like just if we want to pick up Yu-Gi-Oh and play a format, I think this one just seems like a lot of fun. But yeah, I've been buying a lot of Edison cards and just slowly building up decks over time or over the last few months. So some of those videos are probably coming in the near future. But as of right now, I still got some work to do. I feel like I know the answer, but if you could replay any game for the first time, what would it be and why? So key thing here is any game. You didn't say Pokemon. It would probably still be Fire Red or Leaf Green. Sorry, Fire Red or Emerald. I would really want to replay those for the first time. I was just so young when they first like released. I obviously got to experience them. I would love to re-experience them again for the first time. I think it would probably have a different impact though if I like played it now. But if I could get the feeling to play those games again for the first time as I felt like as a kid, that would be like a $1 million experience, That would be crazy. But I mean, there's obviously a lot of other games that I love to play, like even like Lego Star Wars games, some of the Monster Hunter, all Call of Duty and stuff like that. But I'd say they didn't have as powerful of an effect, and I've never really been too a story-driven type of person. So there's a lot of like shows and movies I wish I could experience again. Obviously Steins Gate, I would love to rewatch that. Interstellar would be a good one. I feel like even like Full Metal Alchemist, things like that. Like a lot of shows, they're just so good. You just want to rewatch them, but like for that experience it for the first time. But yeah, to answer the question, probably Fire Red or Emerald, and including every other game. I love those. All right, moving on to some equipment and gear, kind of this sort of category, I guess. We're going to be mentioning a lot of things in this section, and I kind of put it all on my like Amazon store, my affiliate store. I have that link in the description if you want to actually see the products that I specifically am using. Again, this is an affiliate link, so if you do buy stuff from there or use the link and then buy stuff, I do earn a small commission. Definitely don't have to use it, but I do have to be transparent with that disclosure. So what is the case you have your games in? So I got this case right here. It's this is just like some like $20-$30 case. You get it like Harbor Freight, or you can get everything from Amazon too. It's just a normal case with like padded foam in the middle, and I cut it out to fit like the Game Boy and stuff like that. It's nothing fancy. It's actually pretty cheap too. It's just some sort of protection to protect the games as well as the Game Boy Advances. And I guess this is the one I use the most, but this is like an actual. Actually, I guess it's not an official, but this is for like the Analog Pocket. It's like an off-market brand one. I think that was like $15-$20. Just some sort of protection travel case to put your game in. I mean, you can really put it in anything you want that kind of fits. What kind of Pokemon sleeves do you use? So for Magic, Pokemon, and Yu-Gi-Oh! I use the same company, which is KMC Hypermats. Or I guess KMC is the company, and then Hypermats are their products. Or I guess the specific sleeves. I just love how they feel. Like this is really comparable to Dragon Shield. I don't really think there's much of a difference between Dragon Shield and KMC sleeves. But I do like the Hypermats specifically. Both Dragon Shield and KMC sleeves are really top quality. We do have a whole video kind of breaking down those two sleeves, but also some other companies as well. Just been using them for so long. I mean, they just work. They're nice. They're soft. They don't like degrade over that much over time. Some of the Dragon Shields, actually, that is why some of the Dragon Shields did over time start to crinkle, and the KMC sleeves didn't as much. But I think Dragon Shields are really top quality as well. Someone was asking about everyday carry, like EDC. You show your carrying case. It would be cool to see the pens you have constantly put in where you use it. I mean, I have this cool bag. I think this is I don't know what this bag actually is, but I put it on the Amazon store. I actually really like it. I kind of want to rather dedicate a whole video to this, but this fits or this bag is able to fit a nice notebook, a lot of pens and stuff. I mean, I don't really carry around a bag daily. I mean, the thing that I actually carry around with me all day is the most boring thing. It's just a backpack, and it's just something to put a laptop in and pens and notebooks. This is a lot more easy. It's a little sling bag, and it fits everything you kind of need. That's not a laptop and a large notebook. It'll fit a small one, which is perfect. But I mean, for things that I use daily, it's just an old backpack from 8th grade. It's got pens in there. Got some bandages and supplies in case I get cut, Got my lactate pills, things like that. Headphones, it's just pretty standard stuff. It's kind of boring. It's a lot more boring than you probably think. So what books do you write in? So I got these Moleskin books. These are, I think Moleskin actually is the company. They're pretty good. But I really like these. I don't know what company this is, honestly. But I love how it's a spiral, so you can flip it around. You can write on both sides really easily. It takes up less space too. And these also perfectly fit in this bag. Because the spirals, these Moleskin ones fit better. But the spirals, I mean, they still, see, it fits pretty nicely. They do take up some additional room, but I think it's worth it. I just like the spiral. You definitely need the dotted or I need the dotted lines. Yeah, why is not focusing? Let's see, dotted lines. I don't like the straight lines because it feels too much like a journal, or it's too structured. The dotted lines are enough where it can keep me on track, keep things in line. I can still draw pictures and stuff, but a complete blank page, yeah, that's anarchy. That's way too much freedom for me. Need some sort of structure. But yeah, these specific notebooks that I've been buying are on the Amazon affiliate store. I think there's $10, maybe 15. One thing too, what very specific. So I use 0.7 millimeter. Is that what they're called? Pens. With these Moleskin books, sometimes those pens bleed through the pages. However, with these spiral notebooks, again, I don't know what company this is, but with these, they do it a lot less, a lot less. I don't know why, and it's the same. It's the same paper, but it's so slightly different, and it has such a significant impact. Some of these Moleskin notebooks, because I use that kind of a thicker gel pen, I have to double up some of the pages where I can't really write on another page. I don't have to do that with the other ones. But yeah, you could just write in a 0.5 or not just a gel pen. That's also an option, but I like the thickness of that pen. Actually, where is it? Yeah, for the Gen 4 notebook we've been working on, this is kind of a cool cover. I forgot where I found this. It might have been on Amazon too. Maybe Barnes & Noble. Actually, I think I got this at Barnes & Noble. I don't love the book itself, but it looks kind of cool, and I kind of want to try something different. But yeah, out of all the books I found so far... Oh, wait. I forgot I ordered new ones. Okay, this is a Yeoman dotted grid notebook. And that's what it looks like in the package. And then I think I got like another Moleskin one. Maybe this will be the next like a Gen 5 book or something, I don't know. We'll see where life takes us. Alright, what pens, pencils do you use? I do want to make like a whole video about this because I think it'd be absolutely like absurd, but like an hour-long video talking about pens. In short, I like to use gel pens, mostly the 0.7mm, kind of like we just mentioned. So this pen's like a gelosity one. This is like, I write with this every single day. I like that this pen writes really nicely. It doesn't smear as much, or it actually like rarely smears. Like if you like let it sit for like a millisecond, but if you like write it immediately go like that, yeah, it'll smear. But it's a gel pen, like it's bound to do that. But this, like compared to other gel pens, like never smears. I don't like how it looks. Like I like how things look. I don't like how this looks. This pen looks dumb. But I use that essentially every day, like writing. There's also this Sharpie, like let's see, sorry, focus. Yeah. This Sharpie Gel S pen or something like that. It's a 0.5mm. This writes like it's a 0.7. I do like the Sharpie products. They have a whole bunch of different things I want to kind of try. Also, I should probably show you this one. This is the Gelosity 0.7. Alright, I think you see it now. Yeah, this is what it looks like. Alright. So, I mean, those are pretty good. The Pilot G2 pens, you've probably seen these like everywhere. They're pretty standard pens. Anyway, I'm not going to show it, whatever. I don't like these. They smear way too much. There's just no reason to use them over the Gelosity pens. So for pens, it's kind of what I've been rocking with right now. I like them, and I have a whole list of other pens that I gotta buy. And this pencil is so cool. It's kind of expensive. It's like 20 bucks, but it's the Rotring 7mm refillable pen. Actually, Rotring 600. Man, this pencil is so cool. Anyway, it's hard to focus. I'll probably get some B-roll of that. It's just such a cool pencil. It's heavy. It feels so significant. Yeah, it's such a cool pencil. Gotta figure out more things to do with this pencil. It's one of those things where it's like, you don't buy this pencil because like you just need a pencil. You buy this pencil because you want to spend money on like a metal heavy pencil that's like refillable and has like a grip. It's got this like thing you take off and ooh, eraser. Like it's like an experience. I don't know. You buy that because you want a really different pencil. But yeah, that thing's really cool. I know Rotring has a whole bunch of other, I guess, products as well I kind of want to buy, but I think one $20 pencil every couple months is the limit, you know? And I already have enough expensive hobbies. So what equipment do you use? Camera, mics, lights, tripods, software. That's a lot of stuff. I actually recently got this new mic. This is my dream mic. And I was eventually just like, why don't I just buy the mic? Like, we make videos, you know, like, and we make some money from it. Just buy the mic you want. But yeah, this is the Electro Voice RE20. This is like a broadcasting mic that a lot of like people on the radio use. It is so cool. I love the sound it makes, and or I guess captures. Really beautiful. And I love how it looks. It looks so aesthetic too. And I think for a while, like they didn't have a black version of it. They only had like white or the silver. And I was like, eh. But now it's got black. It's so cool. It's a little large for a mic, but I like it. You know, it's like look at this. It's a mic. But yeah, we're hooked up. We got actually a pretty expensive XLR cable right here. You can never skimp on the XLR cables. I don't really even remember what makes it expensive or like what brand it is. And this is like live wire. But yeah, definitely I didn't skimp on. It needs to be like a certain like rated too, or I guess it doesn't need to be. Don't quote me on any of this. Videos I watched just said just buy a pretty expensive one because you don't want to be feeding a very expensive mic into expensive like recorder, and then you have like this like garbage piece of cable that's just gonna like break. Yeah, then we got this stuff over here, H5 Zoom recorder. It's not like, I don't really know if these are amazing or not, but I've had it for so long and it works. I'd probably get like some sort of like other, I don't even know what they call it actually, like the thing. It's like an audio recorder, but you have more, I guess, control over the sound like live. This thing doesn't really have any of that, it's just a recorder. Or I guess it has like minimal, but the camera that we're on right now is a Sony, what is this? The camera that we're on right now is a Sony EV10. I actually didn't even have, I think, the setting on. But yeah, the lens will take the thing in focus, enhance that, and then blur out the rest of the stuff in the back. But because I'm kind of far from the camera, it's not really doing that too much. So I move myself like closer, kind of see like stuff around me is a little bit more blurry. I've always wanted that effect because I think it just looks really cool. And I thought for so long people would do that like in post-processing, then I figured out you just buy a lens for it. It's expensive. That was an expensive lens. But it's kind of cool, I don't know. It's probably not worth it, but for the lights, I got this light over here. I know, really, I look like E.T. or something. It's I think it's like $100 light. They're just like big, bright blue lights. This is like a newer light. I mean, just get something really bright and shiny. Don't need anything too fancy with the light. I mean, lighting is very important. It's probably more important than the camera. Actually, it is more important than the camera. But you don't need to be too expensive. I think people spend like thousands of dollars on lights, and it's like, God, what are we doing here? What are we doing? But yeah, obviously, I'm not trying to keep plugging it, but I don't want to continually, harp on everything. But all the things I specifically use, I just put in the Amazon store because it's like, hey, that is what I use. I'm not saying to go buy it. I'm just saying, hey, like if you want to look at more in detail of what that thing is or what you're seeing on camera, that's the best place to probably find it. What brand are those nice flannels you wear? I'm a flannel guy, and having a wool lined one like yours would be nice. It gets cold out. So quick funny story about flannels. Like I've never actually bought myself a flannel. Maybe like once, obviously, but like I think my ex in high school bought me my first like flannel because I needed some nice long sleeves. I never wore long sleeves like to begin with. So she bought me one, and then like I wore it all the time because I didn't have any other nice flannels or nice clothes or long sleeves. And then people just started buying me more of them because they thought I liked it. And then here we are like, I don't even know, 10 years later, and people still buy me flannels because I wear them because I just have them. I don't know. Like it's like it's just what happens. It's just how life is now. But yeah, anyway, I don't even know what brand this is. I actually really like this one. So it's got like a hood. It's really soft. It's like a nice like over like you don't have to like base layer this or whatever. Definitely very soft flannel. And I love the color too. This is it says Matix, MITIX, California, Los Angeles. That's what it says here. The only thing I don't like about it doesn't have like side pockets. Like that's a must. You need some sort of pocket. I mean, it does have like a really oversized like boob pocket, but yeah, it's got a hood. It's so soft. I love that one. Yeah, all the other flannels though, which are just any flannel you buy at the store, that's kind of I'll wear. I don't really care. Just gets the job done, All right, moving on to another category, the miscellaneous. I didn't really know what to put in these. Where do you buy your games? I mostly just buy them on eBay. I can see pictures of them. I can kind of message sellers too if needed. Just be careful though buying on eBay. People do scam. It always happens, so it's just a risk. But yeah, I buy all my games on eBay. The most nostalgic time of the year for me, it's fall. The weather starts changing, it gets a little cold, it gets like cozy, you kind of want to stay inside. They're just starting to be like that. And like, yeah, fall would always be like the start of like a new school year. Just like a new adventure or a new experience. Because of that, I would always want to start like a new Pokemon game, kind of like sync it up with like a new school year. And I love the sound of like leaves on the ground too. It's just such a comfortable time of year, you know. I love fall. I can't wait for it again. Well, so this is okay. Let's see. So okay, I'm actually gonna move this question. Okay, so is it true you run other channels? Yeah, I have several other active channels. I mean, this is definitely the most active one. I have some other ones that I chip away at every now and then. Actually, there's also like a similar question to that, or like a follow one is, why don't you promote your other channel or channels? Cross-channel promotion would likely help grow your channel. I think even just a link to each channel description would be beneficial. So that's the exact reason why actually I don't, I guess, promote them on this channel or promote the other channels about this channel. It's just, I mean, I did, I think, once or twice, like just to get a kind of like, little jump start in a sense, but I never really did that. And it's mostly because I guess like as a creator, the best way I could explain it is like, I like to have places I can go without, or like for different moods I'm in, let's say, and I guess in fear of not being judged or not wanting to be judged about certain things, or not even judged, just like to kind of have a place to go to upload content that's kind of different and not feel like everybody that watches this stuff is also going to watch that, or like maybe you want to say something different over here than over here, or you want to experiment something over here and not put it on the main channel yet. And I just like to be able to escape into, I guess, different niches. I guess I just like to be able to escape into different niches or niches and upload different videos without like, and I guess being judged by or like compared to like, oh, why are you uploading on that channel? You should be doing more or focus over here or something like that. And maybe that's just something in my head, I don't know if people actually really care that much. But I think the best way I could put it is, do run other channels. They're definitely not as active as this one. And I don't promote them because I want to leave them alone in their own little like growth area and habitat, I guess. And I just don't want all this cross contamination, I guess. I mean, maybe that's a bad way to put it, but just like audiences crossing over. And I don't know, I just like to be able to upload different types of content or different videos to different channels and just kind of like have that separation as a creator too. But yeah, if you do know the other channels, you know who you are. Just keep it on the down low. I mean, there's only, like, if you tell people, I obviously don't care, but like, I'm not gonna acknowledge it or I guess promote it extra, and I guess that's the reason why. However, I thought a lot about this, and I mean like a lot. Hopefully, if you're watching this video now and you love the channel, I think you're gonna really like this, and I really hope I'm not gonna regret doing this. Yeah, I thought a lot about this because I think it's time. I think 1,000 or 10,000 subs, and there's a good amount of people that would actually enjoy this. But I want to share the first YouTube channel I ever made. Maybe not share the channel, but I want to share some videos within it. I think I hear my cat outside. I'm not going to link the channel specifically in the description, but I am going to link some of the videos because this comment, the next question kind of coincides with it. What would you say your favorite video you've uploaded on the channel? And I kind of took this question as, well, on this channel, what's your favorite video you've ever uploaded? But also, like, what's your favorite video you've ever uploaded? Because I wouldn't say it's on this channel. So yeah, I guess this is my surprise for anybody or who is guess made it this far in the video. I want to share a different side of the content creation that I made as like, not even as a kid, but like years ago. It's like a different sense of humor. Don't judge me too much. It's a different type of content. But I think You know, don't cancel me or anything. It's just, I think it'll be funny. But anyway, on this channel, my favorite video I think I uploaded was, my favorite single video I'd have to say is the solace video, where I talk about like finding solace and comfort, like with being nostalgic, or things that are nostalgic, like being happy and sad at the same time. To me, that gave me like a good way to share like my inner thoughts about something very deep, and I guess something that like impacts my life pretty like heavily. And I know that a lot of people on the channel, or a lot of people that watch these videos and, you know, continually come back to the channel, do also feel that as well. So it's nice to share that, knowing that people understand on like a deeper level, you know. But yeah, for a single video, probably that. But I really love to make all the videos with like the Cyber Dragon decks, or like any deck tech. I love flicking the cards around, putting them on the table, and like just chatting about it. It's fun thing to record and like share, and, you know, just flick the cards around. And I like to watch those videos myself, you know, with the relaxing music. Like, I'll actually go back and watch those videos sometimes, just because it's like it's a nice like environment. I don't know, just love flicking the cards around, chatting about them. And so those videos are really fun to make. Like, for a style of video, I love those a lot. So for my so in the description though, I'll have this like all the way at the bottom for those that actually really want to see it. I'm gonna have, I think, in my opinion, so I got let's say, okay, there are 3 ways we're gonna tackle this. One is one of my favorite videos I've made that is awful. Like, I know the video is bad. That is why I love it. I go to that video every time and like laugh. There's that video. I'll note it. And then there is a video about Monster Hunter. Out of all the videos I've made, I love this one a lot because I think it's kind of a good, funny video. And it gives me a good laugh every now and then too. And then I'm going to link a third video where this is the type of content that I love to make the most. It's a video about me playing some Call of Duty with some friends, or some old World at War with friends, like the zombies. I love these videos because they're fun to make, playing with friends, having a great time. They're fun to edit because it's like finding like those subtle timings and things that you're gonna like, you know, mix around like the pacing of the video and when things are gonna cue in. That's always fun to do in the editing process. Then it's so fun to watch after because you know, there's many people involved, and we all get a good laugh. And even like now, like I came back to that video like a few days ago and was like, I love this video. It's just so funny and fun to relive too, and then be able like to share that like enjoyment with others. It makes it like timeless too. But yeah, I love that video, and I love like making videos like that because the whole process through recording it to rewatching it is just enjoyable. Yeah, the video that channel is on is the first channel that I ever made. It's got a lot of content on it. A lot of it's awful. A lot of it's delisted and removed, but the stuff that's still on there is pretty bad. But it's just how it is. You gotta start somewhere, you know. And a lot of those videos are early parts of my like video creation process. A lot of Call of Duty stuff if you guys enjoy that. But yeah, those videos have been around for a while and nobody really enjoyed them, and I spent a lot of time on them. So even if you just watch them and get a good laugh, I think that'll make it more worth it, just knowing that some of the people found some sort of enjoyment from those garbage videos. Anyway though, I'll leave that all in the description. What's a recent life principle you've started living by? For me, it's action first, revise later. I tend to get overly perfectionist to the point where I end up doing nothing, so I say that maximum to myself to get moving. I can kind of relate to at least that principle because I think sometimes me too. I mean, less recently, you just try to get this perfection, or you try to aim for perfection, but if you do that, you don't get very far at all. So I think, yeah, starting something and, you know, kind of being like, okay, this is far enough, or like accepting that is like the point of success. I think that's pretty important. So I do relate to at least your principle. I think something, there's two things that I kind of noted here. I mean, there's obviously a lot I could probably talk about, but one thing is, for me, consistency goes a very long way. I don't know if this is considered a principle, but there's probably some words you can use to make it into a principle. But being consistent with small things every day, like, builds up to something very massive over a long amount of time, over the course of someone's life. Like, even like the Pokemon save files. Like, I was kind of thinking about this, like, it's been about 10 years on that save file, and there's definitely over 1,000 hours on it. And some people were kind of like in the comments, like, why would you waste 1,000? Like, picture doing anything else for 1,000 hours, how much better you'd be at it. But it's like, you over 10 years, like, you could do multiple things for 1,000 hours, and you could get super far. Like, just for Pokemon, like, for 10 years, 1,000 hours, that's 100 hours roughly, 100 hours a year, which, I mean, let's say there's 50 weeks in a year, just, you know, quick math, that's 2 hours a week you're spending on something that adds up to 1,000 hours over 10 years. Like, you could be so good at, or get so far in, like, anything, just being somewhat consistent. Even like working out. So, like, one thing too, like, with this, like, workout kind of journey that I'm doing, I kind of just want to prove to myself, and I guess maybe to others too, just because I'm making videos about it, but like, how, I guess, maybe fit, or how much physical, maybe even mental too, improvement can you make by just being kind of consistent with working out. Like, I'm not doing anything crazy. I'm not spending hours in the gym every single day. I'm just being consistent. So this is something I've been doing for a while, but I'm trying to add to the consistency. Like, one thing too is I'm kind of learning how to make some music, and this is another thing that I'm trying to just be consistent every week. You know, spend a couple hours, maybe 2 or 3 hours. It doesn't have to be crazy, but how much can I learn about making music, and how much music can I make by being consistent and spending a certain amount of time each week. So, like, consistency, I think, is, like, so important, and I think some people overlook it because doing something like for a limited amount of time, or a small amount of time, doesn't seem like it would add up to anything important or worthy, but it, like, absolutely does. Another, maybe not like a life principle, but definitely something I kind of live by, or I have been living by for a while. I think I started this probably in like late high school, probably early college, is like the idea that I'm only in control of myself, and I'm only in control of my own mind. Like, I can't control, there are so many things I can't control, that the one thing I can control is myself, or I can at least try my best to do so. Like, there's always so many things, yeah, like, outside of, like, in the world, the environment, other people, that, like, things will just happen, and you just accept it, you know. Maybe it's kind of maybe extreme, get like a car accident or something, and maybe it wasn't your fault, maybe it was in some way, maybe you were in control, maybe you weren't, but like, you are in control of, like, how you feel and what you do after the fact. I'm not in control of the other person or the other people. So I think it's kind of just like accepting that you can't control really anything, but you can control yourself, and that means a lot, you know, just having that, like, self-awareness. All right, next question. One of the hardest things for me to do is manage my time between my spouse, work, and gaming. Do you have any tips on how you manage your time? I would also like to start a YouTube channel someday, but I can't imagine editing my videos and having time for gaming. So, yeah, time management it's not impossible, but I think one thing, we could talk about this probably for hours, but I'm gonna try and summarize it, is we all have 24 hours in a day, and most of us have work, we gotta sleep, got other responsibilities. We really only have like 4 hours a day to do anything we really want, like actually anything. Maybe less, maybe 3 hours. I'm not trying to discourage anybody from, making videos and stuff, but I think for a lot of people, if you don't love the whole process of making videos and, all that, it's just maybe not worth the time, because there's always going to be sacrifices you have to make. I mean, even for me too, like just if I want to make some videos and stuff, I have to say, everyone's got to sacrifice something else, because their time is limited. So if I'm making a video, guess what I'm not doing? I'm not, talking to my fiance, not talking to family or hanging out. I'm not hanging out with friends, not even online gaming with friends, maybe I'm not working out either, or, taking care of other responsibilities. It's just, there's always sacrifices that are going to have to be made. So kind of getting that out of the way, though, how I manage my time, I think it's kind of like setting expectations too for others, and especially like if you're living with people. So I guess more specifically, if you got like kids or again, like a spouse. And there's always going to be time you're going to have to like set aside to obviously get it done. And for me, I try to do a lot of my recording on the weekends, because that is when I think there's the most time. That is when I'm able to make the most time without impacting other things in my life. So like my Saturday mornings are like, I am making videos to this morning. Like that is my time allocated or slot that I'm doing this. And to do that, I get up kind of early. I'm usually up by 6:37, which I mean for a Saturday, it's kind of early. Not like, it's not like destroying myself getting up at like 4 a.m. But I get up at somewhat early time, and I have everything laid out what I'm going to do, and I just do what I got to do. And then I usually edit the video maybe sometimes Sunday, or I'll record more Sunday. This way I have stuff to edit throughout the week. Like editing is recording is like the most thing where I have to like be away from everybody. Like editing, I can chip away at it, here and there when I find some time. So I'll do that like throughout the week. One thing too, maybe I kind of just contradicted what I said, but like when I'm doing something, I'm doing it like 100%. So like right now, I'm recording this video. I'm not being distracted by other things. We're getting this done. When I'm spending time with like my fiance or like friends, I'm spending time with them. I'm not like trying to do some other off task, or I'm trying to like mix, like let's say YouTube with any of that, because it just kind of muddies it, and it kind of seems like things are cheated like with the time, like you're double dipping maybe. So when you're doing something, it's 100% effort in that thing. But then I kind of just said like sometimes throughout the week I'll chip away at editing videos and stuff. Like if I'm playing games with friends and like there's some downtime, yeah, I'll edit the video for 5-10 minutes, and just chip away at it. Like I know what I gotta do, I just gotta do it. But for the most part though, when I'm doing something related to YouTube, I'm doing that. Apologies, all my equipment died recording way too long. But to wrap up that one question, at the end of the day, I think we could learn a lot from Full Metal Alchemist. I love this quote. I guess it's not 100% relevant, but it's at least relevant in some sense. Just like the last. Okay, actually, I don't want to spoil Full Metal Alchemist. I don't think this is. It's a great show. You have to watch it. But anyway, one of the quote, or part of the quote is, you can't gain anything without losing something first. Sacrifices are necessary. Something along that lines. But anyway, managing time is very difficult. You have to make sacrifices, and you have to find out what's worth sacrificing to do the things that you want to do. Like let's say you want to make videos. I sacrifice my Saturday mornings and hours kind of into the night in some days, like during the week, to get done what I want to get done. But you can't sacrifice everything, because you're going to lose friends, you're going to lose relationships. It's just not healthy. Are you into any other kind of vintage nostalgic stuff? Of course. Mostly Pokemon and Yu-Gi-Oh though, but Star Wars, super nostalgic for me, especially Revenge of the Sith, like Clone Wars. The whole Clone Wars to like Revenge of the Sith timeline is like, I love that Star Wars. I love Legos. Legos are really nostalgic too. Kind of like the same thing, like end of elementary school, whatever, was it like 11, 12? Yeah, love Legos and Star Wars. Godzilla is pretty nostalgic as well. I gotta watch more Godzilla. I love the new Godzilla. I think the movies are great. They're fun. I don't know if you guys know what Zoids are. Zoids, they always come back in my head every now and then, but Zoids pretty nostalgic. I don't really have too many of them. I think I have like an Elephander one, and a lot of them I think either are in the garbage or in like my parents' attic. I should probably go digging for them. Zoids are so cool. Like they're like the old or they're like a little bit older Gungans or something. I think this show was pretty bad, but it was fun to watch. I remember it was on. Wait, there's a Zoids for the Switch, a game. Gotta check that out. It used to be on like just when I got home from elementary school as a kid, and yeah, at first time I saw that, like, got like dinosaur mech things. That was so cool. There's a game on the Game Boy as well. I didn't play it too much. It was pretty bad, but it was the fact that you're playing with Zoids or in the world was what made it cool. All right, next question. The content is so unique. I've been watching for quite some time now. The commentary over you playing the physical game instead of a capture card or screen like an emulator. The mix of the journaling, goals, etc. to go along with your Pokemon stuff meshes so well. What gave you the idea to do content this way? Do you have inspirations? I feel like it sounds like it's really unique, but it's really not, though, like, I'm just, like, this is like, in a way, I feel like I don't claim to have done anything unique or special or have done anything, like, for the first time. Like, this is stuff that already existed. I just, like, old YouTube is just, like, you just, like I used to watch, like, let's say Chugga Purple Rodri as, like, maybe not a kid, but, like, high school, maybe even middle school, maybe probably high school, and they would just, I don't know, put a camera and record the screen and play the game, and I always like that, and it's so simple, and it gets the message across, and I kind of just like modernized that, or not that I did, I just took what people did like that in the past, and I just put it to how, like, today's standard, I guess. I don't know. I think there's a certain level of like when you film it that way, or like just record the game like that, I feel like it makes it feel like the person watching you is kind of there with you. Like it maybe doesn't have that like that maybe professionalism. I don't know if that makes sense, or like that. There's a word I'm looking for here, where it doesn't feel like you're watching a video. Maybe it feels more like you're there with the person, because it's not as like maybe cookie cutter. I don't know. So I always just kind of thought that was cool. And it's a lot more simple, I think, the film. Like, it's cheaper too. You don't need like this like whole docking station, or maybe it's not cheaper because now the emulators, you can just screen record. But there was a time where it was kind of more annoying to do it like that. I think like the journaling, like at the end of the day, I just make videos on things that I think are kind of cool. Like I'm like, I keep track of my Pokemon stuff. Maybe people would think it's kind of cool, and then slowly kind of just start throwing stuff out there in the videos and seeing what sticks and what people like. And some people thought it was kind of either unique, or they also related to that because they've done it in their own lives. And like, why not that no one makes videos about that, but it's not as like maybe mainstream, or not a lot of people. There's not a lot of videos out there, I guess, where other people are also like writing about Pokemon while also playing Pokemon. It's like maybe people do it, but maybe a lot of people don't make videos about it. And again, I'm not saying I'm like special or doing anything crazy out here. I'm just doing things that I think are kind of cool, and maybe other people would find, I guess, unique or interesting in a sense, but it's not like it's revolutionary or anything, So I think for like who gave me the idea or where did I get the idea from, I think it's just I like the simplicity of it, and it reminds me of like older YouTube, or like when I was younger. But yeah, like the journaling and all that other stuff, it's just like I do it anyway. Although recently I kind of stopped journaling, I should get back into it. But I do it anyway. I like the physical form of like books and stuff. I think, yeah, that's a great point. Even though, like, watching videos, all this stuff's digital, I still love the, like, I guess, yeah, physical, like the paper. I think it's just, like, for me, it just, like, feels nice, I don't know, to write things down, to, like, document it like that. And sure, like, let's say Excel and, making a Word document and, using all these computer programs is probably more beneficial. Even, like, Notion, where I keep track of everything. But it doesn't have that same, it feels nice to write things down on paper as opposed to, like, on a screen in, like, this digital environment, And I think, like, capturing that and showing that to other people, or maybe not showing, just reminding people that, like, hey, like, this stuff exists. You can write in books and stuff. It doesn't have to be, like, because you're doing it for school or anything like that. Like, you could just write in a book because it's kind of cool, or kind of fun. Again, not like I'm showing people something brand new, like it's existed for so long. I think I'm just reminding, or in my head, I'm just reminding people that it exists. Like, you can write in the book, you can open up, you can have fun writing and enjoying, like, things in this type of way. It doesn't have to be, like, on the computer. But yeah, I feel like there was something else I kind of wanted to say there, but I think the main point, and I think the question was answered. I really enjoy paper too. Like, it's kind of weird to say, but I still do collect cards and stuff, but I used to love Pokemon cards and, just paper in general. Like, I always have, like, sticky notes around, just, like, flipping the pages. Like, I like the feeling of paper. I don't know why, it's weird, but that's why I'm so, like, critical about, like, pages and books and what it feels like. And what's the other thing? Like sleeves. Like, I need that sleeve to make my cardboard feel nice, and it's gotta snap in a certain way. I know we got, like, a bunch of videos of me snapping cards and stuff. Like, I like paper, so journaling and adding paper to videos was pretty easy. At least, it just fits me. All right, moving on to the last segment of the video. Future plans for the channel, more content, stuff like that. I thought these aren't like specific questions, but they're questions that have been asked in a sense, but I'm just narrowing it down. Yeah, let's go over these two first, and then we'll go into this one. So, newsletter. I was not hyping up, but I would mention newsletter all the time, like in videos, and I haven't mentioned it in a while. Just figured this would be a good place to kind of note it. So what I used to do is every Sunday morning we'd put out like a newsletter about the game I was playing and kind of just what was going on, and sometimes it would just be like a summary or like a different perspective of the video that was uploaded Saturday. And I stopped doing that over the last few months. Actually, it's been quite some time. There's only so much time in the week, and kind of getting back before you got to make sacrifices, and it's only 24 hours in a day. Decided to cut the newsletter out for now because there's just not enough time in the day, and I wasn't really enjoying it too much. Like, I like the idea of it, and I like writing, and this was helping me practice my writing, but it just felt like more of a chore, and I wanted to spend more time doing something else, even though it only took like maybe 15 to like 30 minutes to do. I just wanted to do something else with my time, and that time does add up. Maybe in the near future we'll pick that back up, but for now, I'm not really considering it too much. But don't unsubscribe though, because I guess you can do whatever you want. But I am making like still some other documents, and I think the newsletter is a good way to share those documents. I guess like there are some other ways, but I'm just thinking like I could just email people documents that I make about Pokemon. I feel like that'd be pretty easy. But anyway, do whatever you want. You can unsubscribe if you want, but also I'm not going to spam. Like, I'm not going to send you guys something unless I have something to send. So it doesn't really hurt to stay subscribed. So live streams, why don't you do more? Why don't you have a schedule? All those other things. Live streams are just, for me, they're just hard to schedule. I don't want to make a schedule and like tell people like commit to certain things or like committing to a time if I don't even know like my own schedule. Kind of getting again back to like the sacrifices. Like I'd rather make like a video with my time than live stream. And I know people could say, well, you could just convert the video into the live stream to a video, but making a video like even like this could have been a live stream, but I think there's more control. Like I can control the audio a lot better. When we edit it in the program, it's a lot nicer. We got the camera. We don't have to worry about like the upload speed being all weird, or it's more controllable. And because of that, I like to make the videos. I like making videos a lot more. You can add B-roll over and stuff like that. It's just how it is. But I don't want to disappoint people by scheduling live streams and canceling or trying to make it consistent, because it's just tough. I'll try to do more in the future though. But again, just time is a thing. There's not a lot of time to do everything you want to do. So I'm burying this in like the back of the video for the people that are actually maybe stick around watching or whatever. But I'm still debating what to do about this, because so many people have been asking about it, and I don't know. Just getting back to like live streaming, I don't want to overcommit or commit too much and disappoint people and maybe get people like annoyed or whatever. But so Discord. A lot of people asking like Discord. They want a Discord specific to this channel because they think it'd be kind of good for, I guess, talk with me, or more importantly, other people who are interested in like the Pokemon older games and stuff. So we've actually had a Discord for a few months, maybe like 2 months. I'm not gonna say it's been a long time. I haven't been advertising this, so it's only to the channel members right now. And I want to make the caveat though, like I haven't really been active since we made this Discord, or at least as active as I've been wanting to be. I'm not the best with keeping up to date and all that. And I don't advertise it because I don't really want a lot of people to join, because I don't really know what I'm doing with it yet. So, I mean, if anyone is like dying to join the Discord, if you become a member, we have a link in there. You could hop in the Discord and you could, come chat and stuff. But again, I'm not really active, and I don't want to, I guess, like advertise this openly all over the place and have a whole bunch of people join, and then like it's underwhelming and people get like annoyed, I guess. So I don't know what I'm doing with it yet. So I'm going to keep it still on kind of the down low, but I'm putting this out there because it's pretty deep in a video, and those who want to join probably watch all the videos anyway. And I don't really like putting it behind a paywall, but it does filter out, certain types of people too. And I've had annoying Discords in the past where it's just like, for me too, it needs, like these videos, I make videos, it's fun, and I do get some compensation, from either being rewarded through, people saying how amazing it is, or the video, or like, again, YouTube AdSense. For me to justify like a Discord, I don't know if I could do that all for free. Not even saying it's a lot of work, I'm just saying it does take time, and time is kind of valuable. So for right now, it's behind a paywall. Not saying I love the idea of that, but at the same time, I'm just saying it's what I'm currently comfortable with. It may not be that way in the future, but for right now, I think that's what I'm going to go with. And again, I'm still not advertising this, but it is there in case anybody's interested. I really do need to be more active, though. One of the things, too, like, I like to keep certain communities kind of small, because you get to be more interactive, like with like a certain group of people. So like, if you make a Discord, let's say free, or you make like something else like free, it just opens the floodgates for anybody to join, which is, you know, kind of good, but it's also like, I don't know, it just becomes a lot. Like even like this channel too, I mean, it's only 10,000 subscribers. I know that may sound like a small amount to a lot of people, but that's a huge amount of people. And like, I can't even like keep up. I could like barely keep up with the comments. Like I can read them all, but I can't respond to them all. It just takes up too much time. And I always feel a little bad, like you want to respond, or like I want to respond to all the comments, especially the ones that are like kind of long, and you know, people are like spilling out their thoughts about the game and stuff. There just isn't time, you know. And it's like when the channel was a lot smaller, it's like if someone posted a comment, it's like I could spend like a couple minutes on that comment and really like, I guess, give the person some additional thoughts. And like, I don't know where the channel is going from here, you know, I'm just reacting to it. But like, if it doubles in size, like over the next couple of years, that's not like, I don't think that unrealistic. I just feel bad that I'm not going to be able to respond to a lot of the comments. Or, I mean, I'd be able to probably read them all, you know, I can read them all in the morning or something, or, you know, chip away at it, but it's just the sad reality of time being a limiting resource. I forgot where, I probably get off my pedestal here, I forgot what we were talking about. I like to keep communities small, or I like the idea of doing it because you can be more, I guess, intimate with certain groups of people, or a certain group of people. There's a Discord if you want it, it's there, but I don't know what I'm doing with it yet, so don't get your hopes up with it, I guess is the best way to say it. Don't become a member because you want to join the Discord. I think it's like an additional benefit or perk, maybe, if you want to look at it that way. Alright, moving on to some other things. I have so many ideas, and again, it's just finding time to make everything, but just kind of rattle off some ideas. Like, I really thought about, like, I've been thinking about this for years, but this last year, like, seriously thinking about, like, selling some Pokemon cards, or starting, like, a little, like, I hate to call it, like, a side business, but it's kind of what it is, right? I would just love to sell Pokemon cards, like, yeah, I got some good boxes. I started buying, like, a whole bunch of boxes, like, a while ago, but they're just sitting here, and I love buying the cards and stocking them, and, you know, putting them in sleeves and organizing them. Like, I love that aspect of Pokemon, and I guess just cards in general. What I hate is dealing with shipping, going to the post office, and dealing with, like, people who are, like, scamming you, or pretending that they didn't receive the cards. Which, I mean, sometimes people don't. They obviously don't, but you know there's people out there pretending they didn't get it. And that stuff, like, that really disappoints me. But I really just hate going to the post office. It's annoying. Selling Pokemon, or even Magic, I don't think Yu-Gi-Oh's in it for me, but selling Pokemon or Magic cards would be kind of fun. I would probably keep it really small. Like, I love the idea of just having, like, a little store for my own self, you know, selling it online, and like having even, like, just maybe just people who are, like, subscribed to the channel or something like that. I don't know how I would do that, but, like, sell cards to them, or, like, to you guys, I should put it. And I would love to do that on a very small scale and make videos about it. I think that'd be so cool. So what's stopping me from doing it? There's, like, not that there's no money to be made in it. It's just, it takes a lot of time to package all the cards, get all the product. I think I do have to open, like, an LLC or something like that, just to track all the, I gotta speak with some accountant, but I gotta, like there's so little, that's how to put it. Not that there isn't money to be made. There's such small margins in that business that if you aren't, like, properly keeping track of your expenses and, I guess, profit, then if you get hit with, like, in tax time, like, a certain way, and you're not keeping track, I feel like that really affects you. And if you do get scammed, let's say, or a certain number of orders get messed up, then that just hurts your margins a lot. And I'm not saying that everything should be made like in the business of making money, but like at the same time, if you're spending a lot of time doing something, you should be compensated some way in money. But I would do it because the content would be super fun to make. I really enjoy, the cards and like being able to organize them all and keeping track. It'd be so cool. But yeah, also like every time I want to try and get into this, like the Pokemon market's like off the Richter scale, like just going absolute bananas. And it's like, do I really want to get into this? Like it's just madness. I don't know. That's a thought I had for a very long time, like years. But this last year is when I really started to be like, all right, maybe we could do something with it. So we'll see. But I think I just got to talk with an accountant and figure this out. It's one of the reasons why I kind of started making my own website too. I mean, I wanted to put like the blogs up there and stuff. But selling some cards like that on there would be kind of cool. The margins would be a lot better as well. I wanted like my own website too, so I can like, upload documents and stuff like that. And I don't know. I always wanted a website. I thought it'd be kind of cool. It's just there's again not enough time to do everything. I'm a one-man like rodeo. Is that what the term's called? One-man circus. I don't know. I try and do what I can. It's kind of cool, but I thought about selling some other things too, like custom notebooks. But again, it's like if I do that one, I'll just do Pokemon cards. I thought about like 3D printing too. I would love to like get a 3D printer, make some videos about that, and then try selling like some cool products with the 3D printing. But I don't know if I feel like learning a whole 3D printing software and everything that's involved with that. Again, it sounds so cool, but I'd like to like make like Warhammer, like forts or whatever, like buildings. That'd be fun to do, but it's on the list. I started, like kind of mentioned earlier, I started to make some music too. Maybe within this next year, by the end of the year, I kind of maybe will start releasing some of the music. It's more like, there's so much, I love music. And there's so much different types of music I want to make, like retro wave, chill step, lo-fi, like just flat out piano or ambient music. It's kind of what I've been leaning towards, but I think I'm just going to stick like mentally with just chill step right now, like the ambient chill step, but because I love that type of music. But I got a lot to learn, and I don't want to release stuff if it's not like that good. So I may start paying someone to help me. He's one of my more favorite artists, so we'll say, just to kind of expedite that process. And I don't know, I think it'd be fun. There's a lot of emotions you can portray through music, and I think like this content's relatively relaxing and chill, so I'm hoping that some people would also enjoy that music and would follow that journey as well. I'd probably make a different channel though, like just upload the music there, but maybe we'd upload on this channel, like kind of walking through some of the music and stuff. I think maybe I'm making too many different things, different types of videos, but at the same time, like this channel is kind of about me. I just want to upload things that I think are cool and fun and I want to share. I mean, it just so happens that Pokemon is a huge like part of my life, but I don't want to limit it to that. But yeah, maybe expect some music in the future. Maybe not, depending on how I think it's going. I kind of want to make some more videos and stuff, like kind of helping other people who want to start YouTube videos, or I guess just make videos. I feel like I just made so many mistakes, so I can just help speed up the process with that. But maybe I'll drip feed some videos into here around this channel, and I'm kind of leaning away from that just because I don't really think a lot of people care enough, like there's a lot better other teachers out there and educational advice, and I kind of just wing it and get it done, so yeah, the whole content creation process I think is quite enjoyable, and maybe just helping people like mentally through it if they need it would be kind of cool. And some of the last things, I really want to make some more Warhammer content. I got starting to paint, paint some more. These things are so cool. So maybe some Warhammer videos in the near future. I've been wanting to make some Magic content, or Magic the Gathering. I built like this Dimir Tron deck. It's so cool, but I can't play enough Magic. There's not enough time. It's a whole new thing on the channel, so I don't even know if I'm going to do that, but it'd be fun to do. Edison Yugioh, that is coming though. We are making a whole bunch of decks. I got to make the workout videos. Yeah, we're really slacking on that. I want to do it once a quarter, so once every like 3 to 4 months. But yeah, it's already been a couple months, so I got to work on that. But yeah, we got other videos coming. Obviously, we got a lot of Pokemon, but don't want to limit it to just Pokemon. Got so many fun things and relaxing things to share. Do want to thank everyone again though for supporting the channel and coming out and enjoying the content. It's awesome. It's a good time. I love waking up and, seeing people comment on the videos and just share things. I don't know. It's really rewarding. It's satisfying. Definitely stay tuned for all the other content we got coming on the channel. I do really appreciate all you, and I definitely can't say thank you enough. But we'll keep doing what we're doing. Hopefully you guys enjoying everything. But if not, let me know down below how to improve, or in the comments, I should say, how to improve, or some things you might want to see. But yeah, for now, I think that's all. Gonna be a very long video to edit, but it'll be worth it. I hope I didn't miss any questions or anything. There was a lot. Apologies if I did. Anyway, check out the description. We got some surprises down there, kind of mentioned in the video. And I will see you all in future videos. Take care, everybody.